We just installed a new set of skins to our Joycons. The Pastel Ombre in a nice gloss finish. Follow the video to see how to do the same. So today we're going to do a little bit of a different install video, as it's been requested quite a few times that we do a voiced over narrated style video instead of just the usual text. Before starting, just make sure your Joy-Con and center grip is nice and clean. I prefer to start with the center grip just because it's a nice flat, easy place to start, especially if you've not installed skins before. When lifting the skin up from the backing paper, if any of the little cutouts don't stay behind, you can just use a little pick or a blade just to pull them out of the way before you lift the skin. So now we can install the grip skin. Just lift the skin from the backing paper and then align with the grip. When I fit, I use the little square lights in the grip for alignment. If it's hard to see them, you can turn your Joy-Con on and just put one of your Joy-Cons into the grip, or even both. It can make it easier in some cases, just so you can see those little cutouts for alignment. Once you've got the center part nice and flat, you can work over the top and bottom corners. Just wrap it around the top, make sure the cutouts are all aligned. Same for the bottom, just wrap around the bottom corner, making sure all the cutouts are aligned. Adjust if you need to, and then just firmly press into place when you're happy. Now that the skin is in place, you can just wipe over the entire surface of the skin just to make sure it's all firmly held in place. Using heat on the grip skin is not essential. I just like to on the top and bottom corners just to make sure the skin is definitely firmly held in place. So that's the grip skin complete, so we can just move this out of the way and now start on one of the Joy-Cons. When installing the right Joy-Con skin, I didn't do it in the easiest of ways to follow, so I'll speed up this part of the video and then I'll take more time explaining when I install the left Joy-Con skin. That's the right Joycon skin fully installed. I'll just zoom in a little bit and just give a better look over the edges and corners. As you can see, it's like a full wrap. I'll just put my Joycon back on my grip and just move that out of the way, just so I've got a bit more room to show installing the skin on the left Joycon. So we'll start with the skin for the front of the Joycon. Again, just lift the skin from the backing paper. If there are any cutouts that don't stay behind, just pop them out, or pick them out with a blade or a pick before lifting the skin. So for alignment, you can just use the buttons and the plus or minus, depending on which Joycon you're currently applying a skin to. If alignment is off, you can just lift and adjust, as the skin has a low tack adhesive until it's been firmly pressed in place. When happy with alignment, you can then firmly press down on the skin across the flat edge of the Joycon. There's no need to press down over the corners yet until we've applied a little bit of heat. Just using a hot air gun or a hairdryer, we can just warm the skin up now on the edges where the Joycon curves. This just makes the skin a lot more flexible and easier to work with. Now the skin is warm and more flexible, you can apply pressure over the edges and around the corners. You may get some small wrinkles, so you can just apply a little bit more heat and then do the same process again of warm up the skin on the corners and then just gently work out any wrinkles or creases while the skin is still warm. As you can see, when the skin's nice and warm, it just makes pressing any wrinkles out on the corners a lot easier. They almost just wipe out straight away when the skin's nice and warm. So once it's all smooth and flat, you can then just wipe over the corners while it's still warm, firmly, just to make sure the skin is firmly held in place. Now we can do the back skin. on the Joycon. So to start off, you just want to align with the front skin at the top, and once you've got it aligned, just tack and hold it in place with your thumb or finger. Make sure the skin aligns with the button, and then just pull it into place and align with the bottom cutout. Once it's in place, you can just then wipe down on the top and bottom just to keep it held in place for now. On the back of the Joycon under the trigger, it's quite curved, so it's best just to gently press down on the skin on the flat area of the Joycon and then warm up the skin towards the top of the Joycon where it curves under the trigger. Once the skin's been warmed up, it'll make it a lot easier to conform to the trigger curve, so then you can just gradually press down and work towards the edge. Just wipe over the skin again while it's still warm, just to make sure it's firmly held in place and stuck down. Now we can apply some heat to the bottom curve of the Joycon on the back. So just warm up the skin in that area again, like on the front. And while it's warm, just gradually work the skin towards the edges. Again, you may get some wrinkles. If you do, you can just warm the skin up again, just to make it nice and flexible. And then once nice and flexible, just press down, working out any little wrinkles or creases. Now just wipe over the edges of the skin just to smooth it off, and then we can start on the next piece, which is just the flat in between part of the Joycon from the back and front skin. This piece is fairly simple. Just start at the top where the triggers are and just tack in place, and then use the edge of the front skin to align it. Once you've aligned with the front part and you're happy, you can then just wipe across the entire face of the skin, just pressing down, making sure it's stuck down firmly in place. Then we can just hit it with a little bit of heat again. And while the skin's still nice and warm, just press down firmly. With the skin still warm, just wipe and press firmly over the edges. Wiping over the edges will just make it feel a lot smoother, and it just ensures the edges of the skin are firmly stuck in place and you're not going to catch or lift them up while using the Joycons. The joystick and button stickers can be a little bit tricky due to how small they are. All you want to do is just gently get them in place first. Using just a small blade or a little pick makes picking up the button parts a lot easier. Then you can just gently tack them in place. So now you just want to apply a little bit more heat to the buttons and the joystick, just to warm up those little skin parts. Then once they're warm, just give each button and the joystick a nice firm press. And that's it, the Joycon skin is fully installed. Just zoom in a little bit so you can just see the finish and how it fits. As you can see, it's like a full wrap, so it covers the entire colour of the Joycon. There are parts for in between the trigger buttons, but for some reason I just forgot to stick them on while I was recording this video. That's it, the skin's fully applied to the Joycon grip and the actual Joycons. If you prefer this style of install video to our previous text only ones, give the video a like and let us know in the comments below so we know to keep making future videos like this. Also consider subscribing to stay up to date with new skins, designs, install videos and future giveaways we may be doing. Thanks for watching.